Danny Brown is a rapper that has been in the game for a very long time, and he's worked with huge artists like Eminem, Kendrick Lamar, A$AP Rocky, and more. Just recently, he released a collab album with jpegmafia that debuted at 82 on the Billboard 200. With how large of a cult following he's developed, it's safe to say he's very successful. But recently, he's been beefing with a smaller rapper slash internet meme named Cyraxx, and they've been feuding for about half of a year. And this has left many people puzzled as to why such an extremely successful rapper is beefing with an internet meme like Cyraxx. So let's check it out.
I called you on the fact that you're a failed Detroit rapper that had a one-hit wonder, man.
This nigga y'all seen Cyraxx, he was talking big shit the other day. Call me a one-hit wonder. I ain't never had one hit. What is he talking about?
I'm up here, dog. You're down here. You ain't on my level, homeboy. Like, straight up, Danny. You're made, bro.
I'm on your ass, boy. We gonna get you. You think them bullets? Boom, boom. I ain't talking.
Like, Danny, who the do you think you are?
I'm about to sue you, Cyraxx. And we about to take the house. I sent that to my lawyer. See, you with the wrong one.
If you guys aren't familiar with Danny Brown, he's a very successful rapper with a very tight-knit fan base. He isn't some huge mainstream artist because of his unique style, but he has garnered a tight-knit community for himself in the more experimental music space. He's very respected by other artists, and like I said, he's worked with tons of huge artists. Some others include Ab-Soul, Earl Sweatshirt, Brockhampton, and plenty more. More recently, in 2022, he started his podcast, The Danny Brown Show, with YMH Studios, and he has seen some great success. I started tuning into his podcast a few months ago, and that's when I first became aware of the Danny Brown and Cyraxx beef. But before I discuss Cyraxx, I should probably enlighten those of you who are not familiar with him. So Cyraxx is a lolcow, which is a term that is used for people who are basically just mocked by tons of people on the internet, and they're unintentionally funny. They are milked for laughs, hence the term lolcow. One of the most popular examples of a lolcow could be Chris Chan. So Cyraxx has been making YouTube videos for over a decade, and he's also apparently a rapper.
I'm saying sure can you either dial D going to get I'm thinking I this we chill.
His music career is extremely unsuccessful, and because of that, he lives with his disabled grandmother Sally, who was hit by a bus and receives settlement money to help sustain herself and her family. Cyraxx was actually arrested in 2012 for strangling his grandmother, but she didn't press charges because she wanted to take care of him. He's known for his anger issues, especially due to all of the trolls that he encounters online, and his grandmother tries to calm him down regularly. So like I said, Cyraxx is basically just someone who's constantly trolled online. And for a brief period of time when I found out about this, I kind of felt bad for him. However, that was until I learned that he sent explicit pictures to someone pretending to be a 15-year-old girl, and he also allegedly sexually assaulted a blind man. There was even one guy who tried signing Cyraxx to help him with his music career, but Cyraxx just stole his music and even his name. So with all of this drama, I'm sure you guys can imagine how Cyraxx has garnered an entire audience of trolls dedicated to milking him for laughs. There are plenty of very long video essays detailing Cyraxx's life, but this is most of what you gotta know. It's very clear that Cyraxx is the antagonist of this story. But a question that I'm sure most of you are wondering is, how did Cyraxx get involved with Danny Brown? Well, as it turns out, Danny Brown himself actually first got involved with Cyraxx. It all started on September 29th of 2022 when Danny Brown appeared on Matt and Shane's secret podcast in episode 411. It was on this episode that Danny began telling everyone how he loves trolling people on the internet and that he got into it during the COVID lockdown. Danny then said that him and his friends on Discord found a guy named Cyraxx to mess with online.
And now we got this new guy. His name is Cyraxx. He's like a he's a little touched, little up guy. And he's from Ohio, and we just fuck with him all the time. It got to the point like we'll fuck with him so much he'll delete his accounts and shit. Be like, I'm not coming back. I'm not coming back. And you know, then he'll always come back in like a week or something, and we'll be geek. But one time he like, I'm not doing this shit no more. Y'all are ruining my life. I'm not coming back to YouTube. I'm not coming back. So then he left, and he was gone for like a month. Then we all bored. We all in a Discord like, how can we get him back? Like, how can we get him back? So we came up with this plan to say he died. So we were just all making like tribute videos to him, like Cyraxx, gone but not forgotten. We miss you so much. We love you so much. And then next thing you know, he popped back up. He popped back like, I'm not dead. I'm not dead. And then somebody just came up with a hilarious thing. He's like, no, this is an AI.
Is he posting videos of him rapping?
Yeah, oh my God, he plays guitar.
Is he nice?
No, it's horrible.
It was this brief mentioning of Cyraxx that started a 7-month beef. Cyraxx eventually saw this clip of the podcast and got very upset at Danny.
Like, Danny, Who the f do you think you are? Do you not realize, Danny, that you are illegally yourself right now? I mean, by going on that stream that you did yesterday, and you have connections to the label that Eminem is on, how do you think they're gonna take it when I show them how unprofessional you're being towards myself and other people? Like, do you not understand that I'm up here? Yeah, you may be on a higher level music-wise, but as a person, you're down on ground level, dude.
Cyraxx then proceeded to ramble on about his quarrels with Danny Brown, kickstarting an internet feud that would last up until recently. Cyraxx has continued to rant in his videos and on live streams for quite a while, but a lot of the archives and videos get deleted, so it's kind of hard to keep track. However, following Cyraxx's response, he would comment about Danny here and there. A few months later, in December of 2022, Danny mentioned Cyraxx on his own podcast for what I believe was the first time. On episode 32 of The Danny Brown Show, Danny further instigated the beef.
Even right now, I'm beefing with this Cyraxx. I'm gonna get you, Cyraxx. You just think you think I don't be seeing shit. I'm in the chat all the time.
He also brought up how a troll made Cyraxx action figures, which upset Cyraxx since he wasn't getting paid, and Danny said that he bought one and it was on its way in the mail. A couple podcast episodes later, Danny was showing his guest Christina P, another member of the lolcow community, King Cobra, and King Cobra would eventually play a big role in this story. So the gothic King Cobra is a much more liked lolcow, unlike Cyraxx. He's very funny and he does a lot of different things, like rapping on occasion and making different types of meals and drinks. He regularly smokes and drinks in his streams and YouTube videos. But my favorite part about King Cobra is his magic skills and his wand making.
If you're one of my YouTube trolls, or one of my haters in general, and you buy one of my wands to ruin my reputation, to cast spells against me, what have you, ruin my job, it's not gonna work. You can't use a wand against the wand maker who made it. That's magic wand making 101.
He's been on YouTube for like 10 years and has thousands of videos. He streams regularly and he's garnered a cult following. I'm sure you can understand why after seeing that clip, because he is pretty entertaining. Similar to Cyraxx, the lore of King Cobra is very deep, so if you want to know more about him, there are plenty of other hour-long plus videos on YouTube, which is surprising to me how people can make such long videos about these people, but that's about what you need to know for this video. So when Danny first introduced King Cobra to Christina, he said that he's been watching Cobra for a while. He also showed off his Cyraxx action figure that had just arrived in the mail. Danny explained that unlike Cyraxx, Cobra was a lolcow that a lot of people love, and they'll even send him money and food.
That's the thing, like as much as we troll and we fuck with King Cobra, we really love this guy.
Sure.
Because he gives us entertainment.
Of course.
So we bless him.
It was on this podcast episode that Danny revealed that Cyraxx and King Cobra had just recently met on a panel during a live stream.
Do you know who King Cobra is?
Yeah. I know who Cobra is.
Do you know who Cyraxx is?
I heard he's a pedophile piece of shit.
Things got a little heated, mostly between Cyraxx and the others on the panel, but Cobra kept his cool. However, why this panel is so significant is because Danny wanted to get King Cobra to box Cyraxx.
I hate you, you, Cyraxx, and we love King Cobra. I'm saying all this because this weekend we getting close to making these I want to have a boxing match between King Cobra and Cyraxx.
And of course, Danny, alongside everyone else, would be rooting for Cobra. With the mention of a potential boxing match and the ever-growing lore of Cyraxx and King Cobra on the Danny Brown Show, fans quickly became very invested. Cyraxx became a regular member of the podcast, and when he wasn't brought up in the Weird Web segment, he was always there in action figure form. And of course, because of this, Cyraxx got upset and went on another rant about Danny.
You're mad at the fact that I called you on the fact that you're a failed fucking Detroit rapper that had a one-hit fucking wonder, man. See, what you don't realize, Danny the bitch, is that I'm up here, dog. You're down here. You ain't on my level, homeboy. You're a failed rapper. I'm a successful artist.
Cyraxx continues to detail how he makes tons of money, does tons of numbers, and makes big boss balla moves. Following this response from Cyraxx, Danny joked about how he never had one hit and also revealed how Cyraxx even got on his radar in the first place, which is something that many fans have been wondering since Danny is such a successful and popular artist.
And I just don't even get how this guy even got on your radar. Who the fuck is this?
kiwi ferns.
Then everything came full circle when Shane Gillis appeared on Danny's podcast, where Danny filled him in on everything that had happened in between. He also made the huge announcement that King Cobra was down to box Cyraxx, but there was no confirmation from Cyraxx himself. After the podcast with Shane Gillis, Danny had mentioned how he wanted to leave Cyraxx alone, and he made it one podcast without mentioning him. However, he just could not stay away. On the podcast with jpegmafia, Danny mentioned how he was bored since Cyraxx hadn't been streaming recently, so what in my opinion looked like a last-ditch attempt to troll him, Danny claimed he was suing Cyraxx.
You did a defamation of character on me, brother. And you know I got my money right. I hollered at my lawyers. We about to go on here. We about to get you up out of the house. So just get ready for the papers to get served, Cyraxx, because my lawyers is on the job.
My favorite part about this clip is how Danny's trying to act all serious, and it just cuts to Peggy, who's holding back laughter. But in reality, it just seemed like another attempt to get a reaction out of Cyraxx. The following podcast episode, we got another glimpse as to why Danny enjoys this beef so much. Danny's been pretty open about his struggles with alcohol recently and other drug-related issues, and all of his fans knew that at this time he was getting ready to go to rehab. But along with his drug and alcohol addictions, he also mentions that he was addicted to Cyraxx rage.
But my only other addiction is Cyraxx rages.
Really? What the f are you talking about? What?
Fall back right now. You know what I realized? I realized why I f with this shit and why I like this shit in general. It's the same way as a motherfucker love like DC or Marvel. You know what I'm saying? But to me, it's just a lolcow universe. I have all these different characters and different up individuals, but they're kind of like my superheroes and villains and some shit, so I watch all these.
Then on episode 46 of the Danny Brown Show, Danny covered some Cyraxx rage for the last time. He talked about how they sent Cyraxx a USB saying it was full of games for his Xbox, but when he plugged it in, it killed his Xbox. The trolls made him dance for a new Xbox, and then they sent him one. However, following this, Danny stopped covering Cyraxx. As Danny was prepping for rehab, it seemed like he was detoxing from the Cyraxx drama as well. He stopped bringing him up, and the Cyraxx action figure eventually disappeared from his desk. Once Danny returned from rehab, a fan sent in a message asking a question about the Cyraxx and King Cobra boxing match, and this is when Danny addressed it once and for all. He said that since he was sober, he was done bringing up and trolling Cyraxx.
I will say, man, that shit, me and getting into lolcows and all that shit definitely came with my drinking. And you know, it's that term, man. Hurt people, man. And I was just going through a lot, you know. Since I've been home, I've been making a conscious decision not to be trolling with that shit no more, man.
So it seems like, at least for now, the beef is over. Anyways, if Danny happens to be watching this, congrats on rehab and getting sober. That's really dope. And if you guys watching this haven't seen his podcast, make sure to check it out. I'm pointing to the description, but it's not going to be there. You can just search Danny Brown Podcast and it'll pop up. But yeah, I highly recommend it. It's really entertaining. I got to learn about this very interesting beef that I wanted to cover because I think it's really funny. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to leave a like. Other than that, though, this has been Matty Balls, and I'll see you guys next time.